Hello folks, we are back. We are back with a mystery, a Jap day and another attempted start. Please watch. We'll see how we get on. Now then, for 40 years, I have been led to believe this is a Model 0 Jap. I have had this engine most of my life, bought it as a kid. I know it was the year 2000 when I put it on this metal stand. Back then I did have the shaft back in the 80s and 90s, but that's sadly over the years got lost and missed because I never showed this engine for years. I was always led to believe this is a Model 0, a Mal Carb 34cc. Right, next here, a more recent acquisition that I got a couple of months ago is this, which I also believe is a Model 0 Jap. This one has the recoil missing. She's got some cobwebbage. Of course, she hasn't been ran for a good 2 years since I took it to a show once. So we'll have a quick look around this Model 0. We can look, we have an Mal Carb like so. Like I was saying with that green one, a thin body. Plug in the top. This engine, pretty much the same. Obviously, it's sitting upright like that. But the recoil, the same Mal Carb. We do have a different air filter arrangement on here. We haven't got this one with the choke. We have a different air filter arrangement here. Goodness knows what this thing is. Probably a little primer for the fuel. I really don't know. Anyhow, I thought this was a Model 0 Jap as well. Fair enough, 34cc 2-stroke. Then, you can see better. This one, cast aluminium casing, engine cowling. This one, cast aluminium engine cowling. So that's what I always thought was the Model 0. Then I got introduced at the auction the other day, the last one we done the video on. There are distinct differences. The crankcase looks very much the same, but the cylinder and head are clearly, well, the head is clearly different because it's got the plug out the side, not out of the top like that one. And I was like, well, is this a Model 0? Is this a 0? And that's not a 0. Is that a 0? This is not a 0. Or is this totally different model of Jap? Could this be the little Model J, I think it was? Could this be a Model J? I really don't know. I need a Jap expert to tell me. We struggled to get this going the other day. I pulled and we had a good spark on it. I read all of your comments saying, oh, crankcase is leaking, your spark is weak. No. I don't think there's crankcase, because on a 2-stroke, if you've got crankcase seals gone, you can feel it. It don't feel right when you pull it over. This has got the right amount of compression in the top, and it feels right as it goes down. I can't hear no hissing where there's escaping air. I don't think we have crankcase seal issue with this. The spark, maybe it didn't come out very well on camera. It is brilliant. That is a really good spark. Why this thing won't start, I don't know. I actually bought this engine over so we could take this carb off here to fit on here, because I know this is a running engine. Pretty sure it isn't a spark issue or timing issue, because the flywheel will only go on one way. So I was going to take the carb off here and put on here to see if it'll go then. Eliminate one thing. But before we do any of that, and just to satisfy you guys, yes, I was trying to start this on idle. I had this all the way down, and I had the little adjustment idle screw all the way out, so I was holding it at a fast idle. Now, some of you said, give it some throttle. It was a job to hold this and pull the string at the same time, but I've realised if I just hawk the cable out, I can hold throttle by holding it like this. So just to satisfy you guys, we're going to wrap a string around this thing and see if it does anything. Doubtful, but who knows. But I thought it'd be an interesting video to compare this little Jap to this little Jap to this little Jap. So these two, I think, are clearly the same. This one, pressed tin, Coolant fins, I've noticed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this engine. And on these ones, they're totally different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got an extra coolant fin on here. Plug out the side. Carb is different. See, this has got a wide body carb. And it hasn't got a MAL written in the top or in the side, but it does have a MAL underneath. This one has got the narrow body, a MAL in the top. This one, narrow body, a MAL in the top. So I'm pretty sure these engines are the same. This is the oddball. What have we got here, guys? Is this a Model 0, Model J, Model S? I really do not know. Anyhow, to satisfy you guys, we're going to pull this thing over. I know damn well it isn't going to go, because we was pulling this and pulling this and pulling this and pulling this the other day. Well, we were pulling this. I must have pulled this thing over 20 times. Couldn't even get a little pop out of it. Couldn't get anything. All I've done is, I have took the exhaust off and cleaned it and held that back on there with the nut, because the nut was missing. So I have took there was a little bit of soot in there. I wouldn't say too much. Where is my damn pull string? Here it is. There we go. So, let's have a look at this little baby and just see. It ain't going to start, but we'll have a go, won't we? We'll have a go. And also, like I said, I can't find a damn choke on this. So how this chokes, I haven't got a clue. And I can't see it starting without a choke. I'm going to give it some throttle and pull it. Now, what's happened there? What just happened? Right, you've seen Man Cave now totally confused. Doesn't take a lot to confuse me, but what just happened? Is it really just a case of I didn't have enough throttle on there to start this thing and it just isn't ticking over? I couldn't even get a bark out of this the other day. You were joking me, aren't you? What's going on? It's trying to run. Well, it is running. What's happening here? Why is this now deciding to play ball on me? That is 100% right. It won't start, so I just didn't have enough throttle held on. It is running as sweet as a nut. Sweet as a nut. Oh, I'll get damn smoked out in here. Look at that. I don't get them. This little thing would not even pop the other night. Right. Right, I need to evacuate. I need to evacuate the shed for just... Right, I need to evacuate the shed for just a minute. As you can see, we have smoke escaping. But what happened there? Now, why did that thing just decide it was going to start? After, well, an hour of me pulling over. Clearly, I just didn't have enough throttle held on, even though I had the high-speed idle turned right out. Maybe the height need adjusting. Anyhow, is it safe to come back in here yet? Nope, not yet. Alright, we will be back in a minute. Well, half an hour has passed. I have managed to get back in the shed. Before we go, now we know this little engine can run, I need to find a use for it. Now, I've been having a think the last half an hour while the smoke cleared. So if I move these two out of the way, I have an idea of what I can do with this little engine. So let me get this old edger off. There we go. Now, somewhere under the shed bench, I know exactly where it is. We have a pump. We have an itty-ditty pump. Right, I'm thinking. Now this is running. How about we mount this all on a piece of wood, like this? What do you reckon? So the pump is beside the engine, like that. And we have a little belt, and that's just running this little water pump. I assume this water pump's okay. Sounds a bit metally. And have we got a pulley to go on here? What did we get the other day? We got a box of pulleys, didn't we? Let me get a box of pulleys up there, see if we can find a pulley that fits on that shaft. Yeah. Remember this box of pulleys we got from the auction the other day? All these little pulleys. I wonder if one of these little ones here will fit on this shaft. That would be brilliant. This is why, you see, Mrs. Mancave, when I see a box of pulleys and you're like, why would you want them? Or anybody would think that. This is why. Can we find one that fits? There's a little metal one here. Wow. Wow, look at that. That is a little bit sloppy. Put him to one side. There's another one here. Oh, that is not sloppy. There's a little aluminium one there. A Picard. So here we, and that's got the grub screw in it. Clean that up with some emery. That'll go right on there. That shaft is a little bit grunky. You know, oh, what's going on? Tighten that Allen key, and we have a working shaft. What do you reckon, guys? Small belt round there. Put these on a piece of wood with some legs coming out this way to support it. What do you reckon? Nice little rally piece or not? Or do we run the pump this way? So it's all off centre. So you've got one bit sticking out one way, one sticking out the other. What do you guys think? I quite like them like that. I think side by side like that. I can leave this pipe work. I think this is probably an outlet. I'm guessing this is some sort of marine engine coolant pump. I'm guessing that's an inlet manifold of some description there. So I'm guessing that's your in, and this will be your out. But I think they just look right with that pipe coming up and out. I quite like that whole setup like that. What do you reckon, guys? Do you reckon that's a good little setup? Another thing we're going to do, so we can discard this pulley, just out of curiosity, is there any more that fits? Nope, too small. That's the one we tried, which is a whimsy bit too big. Too small. Oh, look, there's another one there fits with a grub screw. So we've got two. That one's slightly smaller. What about this? Oh, that one is a whimsy too small. That one's definitely too small. Too big. That one goes. That's a big steel one, look. That one fits. Too big. Too small. Not even a pulley, not even a pulley. Right, so out of all these pulleys, Now that one is sloppy, I'm not going to put that. Out of all these pulleys, we've got this one. I think, yes, this pump will run high speed. Definitely, that pump will run high speed. But I'm tempted to use one of these Picard pulleys. Do you reckon we should just put a tiny one on there? I don't know, you know. That'll turn that pump a little bit slower, a little bit quieter. I don't know. Anyhow, I think that one fits better, I think. Let me clean this shaft up. Let me just get a little bit of sandpaper here and just clean this shaft. Hang on, I'm looking out the window and I've just noticed someone's left a lawnmower the other side of my gate for me. That's what I love about living here. They know I tinker. People know I tinker and stuff get left, and I just love it. Take any burr off that. Not that I don't think there is a burr. There we go. Right, and another thing we need to do while we're here is get a pick tool and just go in that hole and make sure we can get some oil into that shaft, because I think you're meant to sort of regularly oil that to lubricate this shaft. Alright, now that's cleaned up. Oh yeah, that's nicely clean. Yeah, that pulley is straight on there, look. Nice interference fit. I think this one got the better fit, to be honest. So what do you reckon, guys? Yeah, I think this one. Have we got an Allen key that'll fit that? We may not have an Allen key that fits. Does this one fit, or was that just... No, that fits. Whoops, that's dropped it. Alright, I think there's no keyway on this shaft, is there? No. But there is provisions for a keyway there. But just tickling a water pump, the grub screw will do the job. So we'll give us a few mil gap. That would go all the way out the shoulder. We'll give us a couple of mil just to allow end float so there's no rubbish. And we can tighten up this grub screw. There you go. There you go. Well, we have a pulley on our Jap. Let's get a pick tool. Excuse me for leaning in front of the camera, guys. But we just need to get a pick tool and come in here and get any crap out. Is there much crap in there? I don't know. Let's try a straight pick. And we'll get an airline. We'll get my new compressor fired up. There's a bit of crap in there. Alright, let me get an airline to get my little compressor on. There we go. And let's give this a little blowout. There we are. That is brilliant. Alright, I think we can... Is that pulley on there tight? Cool, crikey, yeah, she's on there. Right, I think we can get an oil can, put a few drops of oil in there, and hopefully when we turn it a couple of times, that will that'll take the oil. Alright, got an oil can, let's squeeze a little bit in there. Oh crikey, that's taking the oil alright. Oh yeah, that's taken that oil nicely. Oh yeah, I can see the oil starting to come out of this end. Let's see if we can get a little bit to come out of that. Oh yeah, that's starting to run out of the pulley end. So yeah, we have oiled up that bushing. Now that's not something you're going to have to oil too much. I reckon a few drops every time you start it, or every morning, a couple of drops of oil in there, it'll be fine. If you put a little drip feed oiler on there, it's going to be a bit too much, and but you'll have oil everywhere. You don't need too much. Do we leave this original coupling on there? I think so, you know. It's only a bit of rubber hose, and if it do ever decide to go, well, we can just replace it. I'm going to leave this thing as original as possible. Now, what have I got? What have I got for a bit of wood, guys? I have ferreted and I have found a piece of 4x4, which is the offcut of a fence post. And I'm thinking, oh, it will go on there, look. That will go on there, perfect. That will come on here, look. Look at that. Look at that. I think I'm now going to Man Cave, or the old Man Cave HQ, because I know I've got about 50 or 60 loose V-belts, and I'm hoping I've got a really short one. But we can get the shortest one we've got and just put it on and put this until that's it right. I'd ideally like one about this length. Whether I've got one that short, you know, that isn't actually far out at all. That's pretty good. We can put them both on the edge. Yeah, that's pretty much in line. Not bad at all. Alright, out of curiosity, I want to see what's in the back of this pump. Does that arrow on there, left and right, can you see that? Does that mean this, oh no, no, that's got to come this way. I didn't know whether that's multi-directional, so you could turn this, you know, you can, because you've got a pump, an arrow going this way at the top, and at the bottom, an arrow going the other way. So you can turn this pump either way. That's what I think it means. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I would just like, because I don't know, it looks like a gear pump. Some of these pumps had like a rubber impeller. Others were gear pumps. This don't feel like a rubber impeller, and if that's a rubber impeller, it would be one direction only, because the impeller arms sit over, and if you turn them backwards, they can obviously bend in the opposite direction and snap off. And by the turning this, it turns us free either way. I wonder if that pump, I wonder if we can get this pump undone, because I'll be really interested to see exactly what's in that. Right, will this undo? That one's come. Because I don't know, this pump came from the old service station in Kent with all the magnetos. So whether this pump is, hang on, I've got to get this way. Whether this pump is any good, wore out, rusted up, seized solid, I don't know. But it's old, it's very heavy, so I'm hoping it's going to be one of them cases of it's built to damn last. This one is going tight at the end. I think there was a little bit of thread damage on there where that was exposed. Let's get the last one. Get the ring end on. Oh, that's coming. There we go. There we are, guys. Will the back, can you guys see? You can indeed. Will the back come off this? And what horrors are inside? Cool. Come on. Oh my word. Look how clean that is, guys. Wow. Look at the condition of them gears. So this is an old-fashioned gear pump. And look at that gear set in there. Let's give her a little turn by hand. Look at that. So I think this is probably a brass body. I can't believe it. Look at that glass gear, that brass gear. That is beautiful. There isn't any pitting or damage on them teeth at all. Wow. Do this need oiling? I wouldn't have thought so, because there'd be water in there. I wouldn't have thought you'd put grease or water in there, because that's just going to contaminate and gam your water up. Isn't it? So I think these are probably designed to be dry. Right, you guys let me know, should this be lubricated at all, or is this just a dry pump? Absolutely love that. I'm not going to do anything to that. We still have a good gasket which is intact. Doesn't matter which way up this go. Shouldn't do, should it? No, that's gone back together. Right, well, here's our gear pump, guys. Right, I think we're going to call this video a day. So you've seen the 3 Japs to try and distinguish which model is which. And we know what we're going to do with a little green Jap. Now, I'm off to Weeting Rally on Wednesday, which is, well, that's Sunday day, so that's 2 days away. Oops, and if this is ready, if I have a belt today, should I say, over the next couple of evenings, I might put this thing, make a little trolley, you know, bolt it all to these pieces of wood. What is going on? Yeah, I might bolt all this to the pieces of wood. Oh, that one's going on. And see how it goes. Ah, that nut just had some crap on the thread. That's going on behind now, look. There we go. Yep, they're all on. And you know this is an old pump because the spanner's a 1/4 inch Whitworth. That fits it perfect. There you go, that's starting to tighten. That one's nipped. That one's nipped. That one's nipped. That one's nipped. Now we can do the final tighten. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. So there is our little pump. Well, yeah, I can't see anything wrong with this little pump. Still turns? Oh yeah. Turns fantastic. So guys, I think this will run either direction because there's got an arrow coming this way and an arrow coming this way. So it's obviously multi-directional. So what do you guys think? Him on there, engine on here, some little feet coming out here. Yeah, some little feet just coming out here. And yeah, I think that would be nice. We can stand a little water tub down here or somewhere. Get it all sorted. Right, that's going to be it for this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave you guys alone to enjoy your Sunday evening. And we will see you next time for another video. I think the next video could possibly be the first drive of the Bonza. No, I haven't filmed it yet, but we are very close to you guys seeing that Bonza truck drive for its first time. Right, that's it. I'm off, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now. From the Jap. Model 0, Model S, Model J. I haven't got a clue what model. Ha-ha!